as well as just looking after ourselves, we're also looking after other people. We're keeping the economic cycle going, and making sure that those small businesses are thriving and they get their customers, their loyal customers, which is so important for small business. I know, because I am one. And those loyal customers that keep coming back to me, it makes my heart sing. It allows us to put our kids into the sport that they want to do. We can afford that because of this. They get the opportunity to do that, which is really special for us. One of our firm morals and our stances that we don't like to budge on is that it doesn't matter how strapped we are for cash, we will always find the money for good, healthy, nutritious food for our family, because our health is the most important thing. And we will always find the money for literature, for good books, for education for our kids. And through doing that, I found that we are supporting the small business, the small family-owned business, the work-at-home mum, the local farmer, and we wouldn't have been able to do that otherwise without this business. Good morning, Ian. Today I'm going to take you on a little bit of a journey into our past and tell you a story about how we got to where we are. Okay, so a little bit of an introduction to Rejuvesite. Rejuvesite is my small business that I founded and run and own. It's a business that focuses on removing excess materials from residential building sites. New construction, not demolition or anything like that. We don't do renovations yet. We might in the future. So I just wanted to give you a bit of an idea of what we get. The yard's a mess, so don't mind it. But take a ride through. So I now am in contact with over 60 site supervisors. They call me when they have a site that has excess materials left over. Any bricks, lengths of timber, bags of cement, door frames, window frames, lintels. We've got toilets, we've got bathtubs, insulation, everything. We get so much, and it stops it from going into landfill. Because if I didn't take this away, it would just go in skipping and go into landfill, and we don't want that. We don't want that. We are called to be good stewards of this earth and this planet that we've been given, and we're not doing a very good job. And so this business of mine, this sweet little business of mine, is our effort to being good stewards of this planet. Now, our yard is a mess, and our yard is always a mess, and I'm not going to apologise for that, because we are a big family with lots of commitment. 5 children in 5 different sports at 7 different locations on every day of the week, and we don't always have time to clean up here, so it is what it is, as Les likes to say. So Les and I just celebrated our 5th wedding anniversary. As you can probably tell, we got married after some of our children were born. Bindi was 7 weeks old when we got married, and it was the best day of my life, without a doubt, hands down. But it was a journey. We did it all by ourselves. We were dirt poor, we had no money, and we had been living that way for a while. We were really strapped for cash. We struggled for a really long time. We were living not even week to week, day to day, barely. There were weeks where Les and I wouldn't eat. We would just feed our kids because that's all we had money for. And when we could afford food for ourselves, it was the same food over and over. Mince and spuds every night. To this day, I still can't eat mince. The smell of it is just ratchet. I hate it. The day after our wedding, electricity got shut off and our phones got cut off because we hadn't paid the bill. So we came back, we worked hard, we have a thick skin, we're resilient, and we push hard to get what we want. We were living in another place at that point when we got married, and we fell pregnant after Bindi. We fell pregnant and we had a miscarriage, and we lost that baby. And immediately after the miscarriage we fell pregnant again. That was Ezra. Just after Ezra was born, we moved here to this house. When we moved here, Ezra was 4 weeks old, and then Les fell sick, and he was really sick. He never gets sick, ever. He has got this ridiculous power to bypass all gastro that comes through the house. I don't understand how he does it, but he came home one day and he said, "Babe, I don't feel good. I feel really unwell." And he laid down on the floor and he asked me to call a doctor, dial a doctor, so I did. And the doctor came out, and by the time the doctor got here, he had lost feeling in his face. Down one side of his face, he couldn't feel anything. Down one side of his body, his right arm, he couldn't feel anything. And the doctor thought he had had a stroke and sent him to hospital. So he went to hospital for the night. Kindly, a neighbour down the road took him because I was stuck at home with a newborn and 3 children under 3, and he was in there for 2 nights. They did a multitude of tests on him, and they said it's just a virus, it will go away in a few days. So he came home and he laid down on the couch, and after a few days it had gotten significantly worse. He couldn't move, he had lost his eyesight, he couldn't walk, he'd lost all his balance. He was laying down on the couch all day, every day. He needed help walking to the toilet. And I very quickly went from having 5 children, 3 of them under 3 years of age, wholly dependent on me, and a husband who was also wholly dependent on me. And sometimes it felt like I had another child, which is fine. It wasn't a deal. We got on, but it was tough, and it was 10 months. It was 10 months of that. It was 10 months of him not working and losing money, and his business went down the drain. We lost a lot of money in that. We had nothing. And I was working at a local government at that point. We couldn't survive. We were drowning. We weren't paying bills. We just couldn't do it. So something had to change, and that something was me. I changed. I had this idea driving past a new building estate that there just seems to be so much waste here. I remember driving past thinking, wow, there is so much wastage here. What could I do to change that? And I started skip bin diving and pulling out bricks and taking them home and strapping them up and selling them as seconds. And one day I ran into a site supervisor and I had a chat to him, and he told me that on that day someone had just retired, someone that he used to take away all of their excess materials. He had just retired that day and he was looking for someone to take over, and thus was born Rejuvesite, my brainchild and my business. And I've worked really hard since then to build a reputable business. It saved us. Rejuvesite saved us. We were then able to buy food for our children, and we were able to go out and buy clothes for our kids and not rely on hand-me-downs from friends. It changed our life, honestly. It was the best thing that could have happened. Now, over the 10 months that Les was sick, it was really hard. It was a lot of hard slog for me. I did everything that I could to make money. He had multiple specialist appointments, doctor appointments, hospital appointments, and they could not work out what was wrong with him. They finally diagnosed it as vestibular neuritis, and they told him that they don't know. They cannot tell him whether it will ever come back, whether he'll suffer from it again, whether there are long-term side effects. They don't know if it makes him more susceptible to any other sickness or reactions from any other medications. Like, they just had no clue, which was interesting and a little scary at the time. When he was better, he slowly started going back to work. He learnt to walk again, he got his balance back, he got his eyesight back, he got the feeling in his arm. He's back to full functionality, which is amazing. It's a miracle. And now he helps me every now and then with my business. When we first started, we were just driving a car and a trailer to cart bricks around. We have since upgraded to hiring a truck every week, and I have someone who drives the truck and does the deliveries for me, and he does a really good job. It frees Les up to be free to build our house and to spend time with the kids. We've expanded, and we will continue to expand. We'll continue to do everything that we can to make sure that this is a successful business and that we are never in the place that we were in 5 years ago, where we were struggling and drowning. That was a really big drive to push us to where we are now. It changed our mindset. It changed our mindset about work ethic. It changed our mindset about food certainty and where we get our food from and how we would ever survive if we didn't have a job or we didn't have an income. It changed our outlook on how to be self-sufficient and what we can do to make sure that we're provided for in the future for us. And it pushed us on this journey. So we're about 6 years in, or 5 years in now, to working really hard towards self-sufficiency and self-sustainability. I just wanted to introduce my business, Rejuvesite, and the face behind it, that's me, and what we do. So these are some of the lentils that we get. This is a fraction of what we've got. Now, this little panel of what we have here, bricks, papers, everything, this is a fraction, like a tiny fraction of what we've got. I actually have another yard that has a whole lot more in it. And there's a lot there. We're currently supplying for 4 complete house builds, which is amazing. It's something that I never thought I'd get up to. Hello, chicken. Look at that little thing. Something I never thought I'd get up to when I first started. This was just something to get us by, but now it's something else, and it's really awesome. He's my trusty assistant. He's our work dog. This is Rufus. Now Rufus, hello mate. Hello, sit down. Good boy, say hello. Rufus we got when Ezzy was 10 months old. We got an 8-week-old puppy because we don't know anything but crazy and chaos. And so we felt things were getting a little bit too calm, so we went and threw a brand new puppy into the mix. And honestly, it was the best thing that we've ever done. He's become such a pillar of strength and consistency and loyalty in our family, and we are nothing but grateful for what he brings to us, except for the poo on the carpet. Not thrilled about that. I also want to point out that I'm not telling you this part of our life and this little bit of our history so that you can feel sorry for us. That's not the reason behind it. It's just so that you know where we have come from. You know how hard we've worked to get to where we are, and that we've done it all by ourselves. And I hope that it gives you hope if you're in a similar situation and you're struggling and you don't know what's coming next. So I hope that this video shows you that it's worth it, and that it's hard work, but it can be done. It's possible. You can do whatever you set your mind to. Think outside the box a little bit, and you can do it. You can get to where you want to be. If you want to have a homesteading debt-free life, you can do that. If you want to if you want to take small steps towards self-sustainability, you can do that. There are ways that you can do that. We are on a little 1600 square metre block right now. It's not our farmstead, it's not where we are going to end up forever, but we're doing what we can to make those small steps here and to maximise the space that we have the best that we can. I wholly believe that if that is what has been placed on your heart, there will be a way that you can do that. So have hope. Have hope. You can do it. I know that you can do it. I think because of what we've been through as a family, how horrible things were financially, and where we come from, where we started out our married life and our young family, we're better for it. We're tighter. We're a tight-knit family. We're all very close. We enjoy spending all of our time together, which is cool, because Rejuvesite lets us do that. It lets me spend all of my time with my husband. He's a firefighter. He's been on leave for a little while. As you know, he's going back super soon. And to be honest, I'm a little heartbroken that I need to not have him with me for 2 days out of every 8. Don't I sound spoiled? I am spoiled. I'm very lucky. But yeah, we enjoy the small things for it. We're grateful for what we have, and it's allowed us to teach our children a healthy work ethic and appreciation and gratitude and delayed gratification, which is really rare these days. Everything is so instant, and they can see, they're aware of the hard work that it takes to be able to pay for something. They're aware of the worth of $1. They know what it's like to work for something, work towards something, and then achieve it. And I think that's really precious. I think the best thing about this business for us is not even that it's supporting us, like it's supporting our family now. It's more than that. It's the fact that through this business, or what Rejuvesite has allowed us to do, is to help other people, and that's something that we love to do. We're so passionate about it. We've been able to sponsor Levi's rugby team this year, which is amazing, and we've been able to help other people out. A couple of my girls are coming to say hi to me. Look at them, they're so beautiful. I love these chickens so much. Hello, girls. This Buff Orpington, oh, she's an absolute doll. She is definitely my favourite. If she ever lets you catch her, she's like the silky, smoothest chicken. And when she runs, it's the funniest thing I've ever seen. Stop. Oh my goodness. I had a tomato plant volunteer in some lemongrass that I planted. I was hoping to revive the lemongrass so that I could plant it around the chicken coop. It didn't take. I don't have an overly green thumb, which is really sad because I want to be self-sufficient, but I'm learning. It's a learning curve. But check out this tomato plant that volunteered. I didn't even crack an egg underneath it. It's not even the right time of year for tomatoes. Oh, but it's so happy here. Must be all the chicken poop. I think that's it. I think that's all I've got to say about the business. And our family and our little story about how we got here. Thank you for joining me today and for listening to this. I really appreciate it. If you have any comments, drop them below. I just love answering questions. If you've got questions about what it was like being dirt poor, or suggestions for 50 different meals you can make with mince, or anything about the business, just drop them in the comments below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And thank you for hanging out with me today. From my family to yours, God bless.